They whispered to him that it was merely the passage of time. Reduced circulation, diminished capability. The doctor shrugged and remarked, "That's just how it goes after 60. Yet 3 months later, he found himself in the ER, gripped by what appeared to be a heart attack. It appears that the truth lay beyond the confines of his heart. There were obstructed blood vessels in that area. No one shared with him that poor circulation reaches beyond just the legs and chest. It has the power to quietly unravel the threads of your closeness, erode your self-assurance, and sever the bond you share with the one you cherish. Greetings, I am Dr. James. For more than 3 decades, I have guided men on a journey to reclaim their health, restore their vitality, and rediscover the intimacy they once cherished. Having cared for countless men over the age of 60, I can share one undeniable truth. The passage of time is not the issue at hand. The true challenge lies in the unspoken, and with a few straightforward adjustments, we can transform the situation entirely. Many believe that baking soda serves only the purposes of cleaning or baking. However, when you apply it in the manner I'm about to reveal it, creates a remarkable impact on blood circulation, the elasticity of arteries, and the levels of nitric oxide. Indeed, in your kitchen, there lies a hidden gem that could unlock the door to a youthful spirit, invigorated vitality, and a rekindled connection in the bedroom. Fear not. John Baum. I won't overwhelm you with complicated medical terms. Allow me to guide you through the intricate workings of this process, illuminating its effectiveness and the safe ways to engage with it. However, a word of caution: taking the wrong approach could lead to unexpected consequences, particularly given our stage in life. So gather around in just a moment, I will unveil the method that has been subtly transforming the lives of men over 60 all across the nation. Before we embark on this journey together, if you find value in practical transformative health insights, I invite you to tap that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay connected. In this manner, you shall always be in the loop, ensuring that no valuable insight slips through your fingers, guiding you towards a path of strength, connection, and mastery over your well-being. If this resonates with you, feel free to share a 1 in the comments below. If that's the case, enter 0. Your insights guide me in crafting something even more valuable for you. Let us embark on a journey to uncover a truth that often eludes men over 60. A truth whispered in the shadows of their doctor's office. Yet it carries a weight far greater than they might comprehend. But let me share with you a tale of the subtle changes that unfold as one reaches the golden years of their 50s. It's not merely a shift in vitality. It's a gentle ebbing of the life force that weaves through our very being. It gradually erodes your vitality, dims your spirits, and distances you from the one you hold dear. It begins subtly, with chillier hands and feet, a sense of breathlessness creeping in, perhaps a shift in mood that feels less frequent. Yet as the days pass, it grows, and should you choose to overlook it, it may evolve into something much graver. One prevalent issue among men over 60 is inadequate blood circulation. Once upon a time, there was a man named Walter, a seasoned soul of 68 years, who had gracefully stepped into retirement after a lifetime of dedication. He had shared over 40 years of love and companionship with his beloved partner. He entered my office not seeking help for a heart problem, nor for matters of intimacy. He uttered, "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore." His hands were icy, even in the warmth of summer. As the evenings wore on, he found himself drifting into slumber earlier each night. Though he kept his thoughts to himself initially, I could feel the weight he bore, a profound sense of loss that lingered just beneath the surface, unspoken, yet palpable. As our conversation deepened, he revealed that intimacy had transformed into a rare occurrence, fraught with awkwardness, and at times a kind of emotional pain that lingered beneath the surface. He sensed a gradual fading from the essence of the man he once was. What Walter experienced is a journey that many embark on, often unnoticed by those around them. Indeed, it stands as one of the most prevalent, yet often ignored, challenges confronting men beyond the age of 60. And it all begins with the rhythm of life coursing through our veins. With the passage of time, the inner walls of our blood vessels gradually lose their flexibility. The arteries lose their elasticity. The lifeblood flows less freely now, and the delicate vessels, those tasked with maintaining our warmth, vitality, and alertness, begin to constrict like ancient rusted pipes. Transformation is a journey, not a swift arrival. It slips in quietly, siphoning away our vigor piece by piece, until we resign ourselves to simply labeling it as aging. Yet it transcends mere aging. It's a tale of poor circulation, weaving its way through not just the realm of physical health, but beyond. It shapes your emotions as a man, as a partner, as a person navigating life. It may evoke feelings of frustration and disconnection, leading you to ponder whether the finest years have already slipped away. I've witnessed men grapple with their self-belief, ponder their value, and sometimes shy away from love. Not due to a lack of concern, but rather because their body no longer behaves as it once did. And the reasons behind this change were never revealed to them. There is a silver lining. This decline can be turned around. There exist paths to invigorate circulation, rejuvenate the elasticity of your blood vessels, and rekindle that flame you believed had faded away forever. And you might be surprised to learn that one of the most straightforward tools I've ever suggested is likely resting in your kitchen cabinet at this very moment. Indeed, I speak of baking soda, yet not in the manner you've encountered on the reverse side of a box. Allow me to take you on a journey with this unassuming household item, which, when utilized properly, has the potential to turn the tide on the obstacles that have been hindering your progress. The next few moments could transform your perception of your body in ways you never imagined. If you find yourself still present and this message strikes a chord within you, feel free to share the number 1 in the comments below. It shows that you're attentive, that your well-being matters to you, and that you're prepared to embark on the next chapter of your journey. Now let us journey onward to the second key insight, number 2, the grave repercussions that arise from inadequate circulation. The memory of that moment when Charles crumbled in my office will forever be etched in my mind. At the age of 72, he carried himself with pride, always impeccably dressed. A man of great compassion, he tended to the needs of his family, looked out for his neighbors, and even offered kindness to the stray cat that found its way into his yard. Yet on that day, he appeared diminished in some way, not in a physical sense, but rather on an emotional level. He leaned in closer, his voice dropping to a whisper, and confessed, "Doc, I don't feel like a man anymore." Yet the blood work revealed no issues. His heart beat with a calm rhythm. Yet I was aware of the unfolding events. His body was failing to send life-giving blood to the places it was needed most. Not merely to his hands and feet, but to the very essence of his confidence, the depths of his intimacy, and the bond he shares with his wife. The struggles of poor circulation extended beyond mere health concerns. It was gently revealing the essence of who he truly was. Imagine as your blood flow begins to wane. The lights in your home gently fade, one room at a time, casting shadows where there once was brightness. First, it's the essence of your spirit, and now it's time for your slumber. Then, it's your gift to answer when closeness beckons. It transcends the physical realm. It weaves itself into your thoughts. Self-doubt begins to creep in. There's a chasm between you and your partner, a silent void that lingers even as they lie beside you. The gradual unraveling is not a challenge that can be mended with a simple remedy or dismissed with the passage of time. It requires a deep insight into the underlying issues at play. At its core, it all hinges on the health of your endothelial function. Ah, behold, the intricate tapestry that forms the lining of your blood vessels. When it suffers harm, the production of nitric oxide diminishes. In the absence of nitric oxide, the vessels remain rigid, unable to embrace the flow of life. Your lifeblood is trapped, unable to move with ease. And can you guess who endures the first trials? The tiniest of vessels. The participants entwined in the dance of desire, recollection, comfort, and liveliness. What begins as a gentle weariness or a quieter reaction in the intimate realm can evolve into something far more significant. In the early chapters of health, one might encounter the subtle hints of vascular disease, the looming shadow of an increased risk of stroke, and the troubling tale of erectile dysfunction that no longer heeds the call of medication. Sadly, many men remain unaware of these truths until they find themselves facing unexpected consequences in their lives. Yet what fills my heart with hope each day is this: your body yearns for restoration. Blood vessels possess the remarkable ability to restore their flexibility. One can naturally restore levels of nitric oxide. And you can steer clear of synthetic pills with side effects that frighten you more than the symptoms themselves. Indeed, there exists a compelling and straightforward approach to start mending this system, using something you've likely relied on throughout your life, though perhaps not in this manner. And when I started sharing this approach with my older patients, many of them came back saying, "I didn't think I'd ever feel this way again." So now, let's look at how baking soda used properly can support this healing process from the inside out, and why it's far more than just a home remedy. 3. Baking soda. A simple, overlooked solution. I remember when Harold, a soft-spoken 67-year-old retired math teacher, came to me after trying everything. Supplements, prescription pills, even embarrassing devices he ordered off late-night television. "Nothing sticks," he said, shaking his head. "I feel like I'm chasing shadows." He was tired not just in his body, but in his spirit. Then I asked him a question that caught him off guard. "Do you have baking soda in your kitchen?" He looked confused. "You mean for cookies?" I smiled. "Yes, but not just for cookies. Most people think of baking soda as something you put in the fridge or sprinkle in pancake batter. But few realize what it can do inside the human body, especially for men dealing with poor circulation, and its silent effects on their energy, confidence, and connection. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, isn't some miracle powder. It's a simple compound that, when used correctly, can support better blood flow and oxygen delivery in a way that genuinely matters as we age. Here's what makes it powerful. As we get older, our bodies tend to become more acidic due to diet stress and declining kidney function. That acid buildup can constrict blood vessels and reduce the availability of oxygen. Two things you definitely don't want if you're already struggling with circulation. A small amount of baking soda and water taken at the right time helps neutralize this excess acidity. It gently balances the body's pH, which allows blood to move more freely. More freedom in your circulation often means more strength, more warmth, and more responsiveness, even in places you thought were beyond help. I've seen men like Harold start using it under guidance and notice small but meaningful changes. More energy in the morning, less stiffness, a spark of interest returning where there had been silence. Of course, it's not a cure-all, and it doesn't replace healthy habits, but for many, it's been the beginning of a very real turnaround. The body, once supported properly, begins to respond, and in some cases more than they thought possible. But I must be honest, what works gently when done right can be harmful when rushed, guessed at, or misused. That's where things get tricky and potentially dangerous. So, before you reach for the box and start mixing, there's something very important you need to know. Let me walk you through exactly how to use baking soda safely and what to avoid so you don't accidentally make things worse while trying to get better, or a danger of using it the wrong way. I'll be honest with you, I've seen both sides of baking soda. I've seen it help men reclaim their vitality and confidence. And I've also seen it backfire when used carelessly. One patient, Dennis, was 70 years old, active, still golfing twice a week. He saw something online about baking soda improving blood flow and thought, why not? So he started taking a teaspoon every morning and another at night, thinking more would mean faster results. Within a week, he was bloated, his blood pressure spiked, and he ended up in the ER with heart palpitations and confusion. His kidneys, already weakened by years of silent stress, couldn't handle the overload. You see, baking soda isn't dangerous by itself, but it becomes risky when people treat it like a quick fix without understanding how it works. It's not like taking a vitamin. It's a powerful compound that affects your body's internal chemistry, especially your pH levels, your fluid balance, and your sodium load. And for older adults, especially those on blood pressure medication, or with any kidney sensitivity, that balance is fragile. The body works like a finely tuned instrument at this age. Too much sodium, even from something natural like baking soda, can throw off your heart rhythm, cause swelling, or push your blood pressure into dangerous territory. I've had to explain this to more than one patient who meant well, who just wanted to feel alive again, but didn't realize the cost of guessing. The good news is, these risks are completely avoidable if you use it the right way. And right doesn't just mean a smaller spoon. It means timing hydration, understanding your medications, and paying close attention to how your body responds. It means asking the right questions, not rushing toward results, and working with your body, not against it. I always tell my patients, just because something is natural doesn't mean it's automatically safe in any amount. Water is natural, but drink too much too fast, and it can still harm you. Baking soda can support real healing, but only when it's used with care, with respect, and ideally, under guidance. Now, if you're still with me, I know you're not looking for a shortcut. You're looking for something that works, something that helps you feel like yourself again, without putting your health at risk. So let me show you how to do this the right way. Because in the next moment, I'll walk you through the exact method I use with my own patients, the safe timing, the right dosage, and one key trick that makes all the difference: 5 how to use it safely. When I talk about baking soda with my patients, their first question is almost always the same. Okay, doc, but how do I actually use it? And it's the right question to ask, because as we've seen, the difference between helping your body and harming it comes down to the how. For most generally healthy adults over 60, the safest place to start is with just a 4 teaspoon of baking soda stirred into a full glass of water taken on an empty stomach. Ideally, first thing in the morning, not after a meal, not before bed, and definitely not multiple times a day. Just once. That may sound small, but trust me, when it comes to your internal balance, small is smart. I remember one of my patients, Ray, who was 74, and struggling with energy crashes in the afternoon and circulation issues that made even a short walk feel like a chore. We started with that simple protocol. A 4 teaspoon each morning, empty stomach, full glass of water. And within 3 weeks, he told me, "I don't know what it is, doc, but I feel clearer, more steady, and my hands aren't freezing anymore." Now here's something most people don't think about: hydration. Baking soda works best when your body is well hydrated. That means drinking water throughout the day, not just when you're thirsty. When your blood is well hydrated, circulation improves oxygen. travels easier and your organs, including those responsible for intimacy, function better. So don't just focus on the baking soda itself. Think of it as part of a bigger shift in how you care for your body. And if you're on medications, especially for high blood pressure, heart, or kidney issues, always talk to your doctor first. It's not about fear, so it's about respect. Your body has been through decades of life. It deserves careful attention. You wouldn't drive a classic car without checking the engine first, right? Treat your health the same way. Most men don't need a miracle. They just need one small win to build hope. One positive change that tells them you're not done. You are not shattered. You're still in there. That's what this simple daily habit can be. The beginning of that change. Now, if all of this is sounding promising, stay with me just a little longer, because in the final part, I'm going to share the story of a 76-year-old man who used this exact method and one tiny addition that took his results to an entirely new level. You'll want to hear what happened next. Conclusion. There's a man named Frank I still think about often. He was 76, widowed, quiet, the kind of man who didn't say much unless he had something important to share. He came to see me after hearing about baking soda through a mutual friend. He wasn't looking for a miracle. He just wanted to feel a little more like himself again, more alive, more connected, maybe even capable of opening his heart to someone new. We started him on the same routine I shared with you earlier. A small dose of baking soda in the morning, careful hydration, watching for signs from his body. But he added one more thing that made all the difference: consistency. He didn't just take the mixture once and forget about it. He respected the process. He gave his body time to respond. Within a few weeks, the changes weren't dramatic, but they were steady. More warmth in his hands, better sleep, more presence in conversation. Then one day, with a small smile, he said, "I didn't think I'd ever feel this kind of closeness again, but I do." What I've shared with you may sound simple, but don't underestimate its power. We've talked about how poor circulation silently affects millions of men over 60, how it steals energy, weakens intimacy, and makes you feel like your best years are behind you. We've explored how baking soda, when used the right way, can help restore balance to the body, support blood flow, and bring life back into places where things have felt numb or quiet for too long. And we've made it clear that this isn't about quick fixes. It's about giving your body the support it needs with care, patience, and respect. If you felt tired, disconnected, or even a little hopeless about what's been slipping away, I want you to know this: it's not too late. The capacity for healing is still in you. Your body hasn't given up. It's just been waiting for you to listen. So maybe this small change is your place to begin. One glass, one habit, one quiet decision to take your health, your energy, and your confidence seriously, not someday, but today, because you're not done yet. You still matter. And there's more life left to feel.